And then they started attacking. They had a penalty, which was definitely a penalty, after Sanchez had missed one for Inter. And then the second goal was a beautiful, beautiful play by Damsgaard on the right flank, ball in for Keita Balde. Andanovic should have done better. Inter came back with a 2-1 by De Vrij. Lukaku could have gotten 2-2. Until the end, I thought we could snatch a win. But man, did you see the rain that was coming down in Genova?
Yes, I did see that. I definitely saw that.
It was super intense. And Inter.
Let's not stop blaming the weather. You're going to get into Klopp territory here.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying after 8 wins, we lose by 1 goal against a side that is a pretty good side this year. Mm-hmm. I'm not desperate. We should have done better. We didn't. I'm not going to draw any drastic conclusions.
But you were very fortunate because the people who are above you did also manage to slip up. So that must have been a relief, right?
Oh, yes, they did. AC Milan picked up their first loss since March. Insane.
And who did they lose to, of course?
And they lost to Juventus that, for the first time this season, in my opinion, looked like the inevitable Juventus that we have been able to see year in, year out. That was a statement win from Juventus. Incredible performance by Chiesa.
Chiesa looked unbelievable, yeah.
2 goals, a crossbar a few minutes before the first goal. Did you see that Dybala assist, that heel assist? Oh my God, back heel assist.
Love a back heel assist.
And hey, guess who? McKennie. I would have never guessed, but that guy has it in him. Every time I've seen him play for Juventus, he's been performing. He's got the fire in him. He's very offensive, and he scores goals. I don't think that without a third goal, Juventus would have walked away with a win, because AC Milan have confirmed that are a very tough opponent to beat, and until the very last minute, they were there and they were contesting Juventus. So I think that the key goal actually came from McKennie.
I'm just really scared about how good some of these American youngsters are looking. It's really scaring me. All of a sudden, there's a lot of Americans popping up, and they all look really good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the United States are going to come up with a pretty competitive squad.
I know we've got a lot of American listeners. I apologize, but I really don't want it to happen. I'm sorry. But
yeah, that would be, you guys have already got so many things. If you also won like a World Cup.
Don't take our sport. Stick to your own pointless sports that nobody else likes. But anyway,
be world champions in American football, right?
World champions in baseball, in American football. Yeah, stick to them, please. Anyway,
don't come into our territory. Yeah. But yeah, Juventus. Well, all of a sudden, AC Milan lose. Inter Milan is still 1 point behind, but Juventus have got 1 game in hand, and if they do win it, they could go even with Roma at 4 points from top.
Now, and here's me thinking Juve were going to be left behind. It's good to have more teams in the mix, but I don't want Juve to be in it. But Roma, I'm excited about. They are looking so efficient at the moment, and they look kind of ruthless, like Roma never really do.
Yeah, let's start from the fact that this weekend at 12:30 on Sunday, Inter Milan are going to play Roma. Oh. I am kind of scared. I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to watch this game. However, Roma are in brilliant form. They've got 4 wins in 5 games, only 1 loss, and their Fonseca's a 3-4-2-1 seems to be working quite a bit. It's a good season up there, and there is a lot of competition. And I feel like this 2021 has started in the best way possible, meaning that teams that needed to pick wins, they've picked up wins. AC Milan have lost, Inter have lost. So the picture up there is more open than ever. We shall see what happens. Atalanta have picked up their form again. Lazio have also managed the win. Talking about individual players, you definitely read the news that Ronaldo has broken the record for most goals scored ever.
No, my favourite thing about this is that Pele straight away went onto Instagram and just changed his record to 1,281 goals. Like, if we count goals I've scored in my back garden, then I could probably rival Pele as well. Like, I don't know where he's pulling these numbers from, but I think everyone knows he's kind of lost his mind a little bit at this point, hasn't he? But yeah, Ronaldo has broken the record. We've talked about him so many times, but there will be no records left once Ronaldo has retired. They'll just be the end of records.
Yeah, or they will just call it a record if we don't consider Ronaldo and Messi. I think there will be a lot of records like if we don't consider Ronaldo and Messi, he's the best
without
player.
the obvious, we have
Exactly. And another team that I want to talk about, actually, sorry, I'm gonna move a step backward, is Verona, because Verona, like the two most beautiful goals that I've seen in Serie A over the last 2 match days, they came from Verona. First, an incredible bicycle kick from Zaccagni. Verona, they completed 4 passes al volo. We say like 4 volley passes.
Oh, I love
right?
that. It shows such great understanding. Like they're all exactly on the same. Yeah, I
4
love it.
volley passes around the box, and then this one just drops in. Zaccagni, who has been a very good midfielder this season for Verona, stops it with his chest, bicycle kick in, beautiful goal. And then yesterday, Di Marco, who is on loan at Verona from Inter Milan, this guy seems capable only to score belters, because he scored a belter actually 2 years ago for Parma against Inter Milan. And then yesterday, another insane volley, the super long ball coming from midfield, and the guy is on the left side of the opposition's box, and he just nails it in big time. So Verona, a good team, and also capable of scoring incredible goals.
Okay, so what fixtures are we looking forward to this weekend, Tommy?
So on Saturday, we've got AC Milan Torino. Now, why am I highlighting this fixture? Because I'm curious to see how AC Milan are going to perform after their first loss. Now, I want to think that after you win for so many consecutive match days, or not lose a game for so many consecutive match days, I think that it's quite interesting to see how you're going to react to a loss. And on the other side, we have Torino, who are in the best form this season. And so let's see if they can pick it up, if they can continue along the same way. Then on Sunday, Roma-Inter, Fiorentina-Cagliari, 2 incredibly struggling teams at the moment, Prandelli versus Di Francesco. And then on Sunday night, very interesting, Juventus against Sassuolo. These are the 4 fixtures that I have highlighted. And answering to a question that we received on Twitter, who do we think are Serie A favorites this season? Rory, what's your take?
I think the favourites, you have to say, are still going to be Juventus, because it's Juventus. And until this weekend, or until last night, I was quietly whispering that it might be Inter. But I'm going to say that the 2 that are going to duke it out are going to be Inter and Juventus. What do we think, Tommy?
I think it's going, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm always quite pessimistic when it comes to Inter, except when I have to predict that they're going to win the Champions League.
Then it's just, all guns blazing. Like, yeah.
Look, I don't know. I think that AC Milan so far have showed to be the most complete team. But I really want to see. I think that maybe I will have a clearer answer after the weekend. As of now, if I have to pick a team, I would go with AC Milan. Yes, I'm also trying to jinx it.
And we have to say that question was sent in to us from Serie A Player Analysis, which is at Calcio Chat. So thank you for that. And the other question we had in was sent by Jack. We remember him from the Arsenal moaning special. He sent in a question for myself, just asking, if Arsenal maintain this run of form, do they have a chance of breaking into the top 6? I am going to say, with the openness of this Premier League season so far, and how narratives have changed so quickly from Chelsea are favourites for the title, Liverpool are favourites for the title, United are favourites for the title, now everybody's saying City are favourites for the title. I think with the narrative changing so much, with things shifting, I'm going to say, I think Arsenal, with a good January transfer window, we're shifting a lot of crap out of this window so far. Ozil apparently is gone. Mustafi's gone. Kolasinac is gone. We're getting rid of a lot of players. I think there's a lot of positivity around the camp.
And staying in England, Rory, I know you're excited to talk about the second most important competition in England after the Premier League, correct?
I'm going to say first, because Arsenal is Arsenal's favourite trophy. We win it every other year. It is FA Cup third round weekend, which I love third round weekend. It's so great.
I love how I set you a trap and you fell in it like an idiot. Of course, I wanted to check
Oh, yeah,
your
completely.
reaction.
Yeah, I'll always do that. Yeah, I'll always do it. But I love third round cup weekend. It's when you see the big boys take on the minnows, and you get all the same highlights from giant killings on BBC every week or every year, and you watch the videos again and you still love them. And I'm just going to point out a few games that I think could be giant killings this weekend. Now, we do have Sheffield United. Could this be the competition that finally gives them a bit of belief and gets them that win that can give them a bit of momentum? I'm going to say this is going to be the giant killing of the weekend. They are away to League Two Bristol Rovers. Now, I think the key thing here is that they are away. FA Cup ties away are always tricky in a smaller ground. Sheffield United low on confidence. Bristol Rovers will be smelling blood, and I think this could be the upset of the week. We then have the lowest placed team in the competition, Marine. They are taking on Tottenham at home. Now, Marine are in the, I want to say, 10th tier, 9th tier of English football. It's a shame because, obviously, for a club like this, if fans are in the stadium, that will pay for their next 10 seasons. If you know what I mean, like this could be, they've kind of lost out on a bit of money for this, but I'm sure they won't mind. The TV money will make up for it, and it will be a big spectacle to see Mourinho down in Marine. That is going to be great. And finally, the last game that I wanted to focus on is Chorley, who are from the National League North, taking on Wayne Rooney's Derby. I think this could be another possible upset. You know, the championship teams don't tend to take the competition too much, especially too seriously, especially if they're chasing promotion. They tend to field a weakened side, so maybe there might be a banana skin there. I think those are three games to keep an eye on. Apart from that, we've got Villa versus Liverpool. Can Villa do Liverpool 7-2 again? And we have Arsenal taking on Newcastle in what I'm hoping is going to get us through to the fourth round with a slightly weakened team.
So, Serie A action, Bundesliga, Ligue 1, La Liga, and FA Cup this weekend. Before we move on to the weekly topic, I feel like I just have to mention a player that I keep ripping on, but might as well be on his way to the best season of his career. I'm talking about one of the most horrible forwards in the history of football. He wears number 23 for Genoa.
Genoa fans are going to be thanking you for slating him because he's just going to keep going. Just keep slating him. He'll keep getting better.
Exactly. Mattia Destro. So I did a little analysis. So he has already got 5 goals and 1 assist in 13 games. It's not an impressive stat, but we're talking about Mattia Destro. Now,
that might be his best season ever, to be fair.
This is his best season.
Really? Right, okay.
After 13 games, since his 13-14 seasons at Roma, when after 13 games he had 6 goals and 2 assists, and he would end up scoring 13 in 18 games. Now, back then, Destro was considered to be the rising star in Italian football. I remember an insane goal, a lob from the goalkeeper, and he just hammers it in from the midfield circle. So I don't know. We'll see if he's back or not. I'm ready to take it all back and acclaim him at the end of the season. But I felt it just like I had to say it because
I had to shout out Mattia. Good work, Mattia. Hopefully he can keep Genoa up. I like Genoa. I want to see him in Serie A, right? They're not a Serie B team.
But their president is a piece of shit and he deserves Serie B for all the bad.
We're going to move on to chairman in another episode, I think, because Italy have plenty of those kind of chairmen. Good. So I think that's us. I think that's Europe reviewed. I think we've reviewed all of it, right?
Yeah, most of it. You let us know if we forgot about anyone. But now I think it's time to move on to our weekly topic. What are we going to talk about, Rory?
We are talking about Semenaz this season. Every league looks like it might have a great title race. We're going to talk about some of the greatest title races that our respective leagues have ever seen. One of them might involve Arsenal. I'm very excited to talk about it. And it is weekly topic time. So as we have discussed that the title races across Europe are looking open and lively and interesting, we have decided that we're going to take a look back, a trip down memory lane to look at some of the most exciting title races in Premier League and Serie A history. Now, both of us are going to be focusing on one campaign in particular, and we'll maybe throw in a few extra at the end just for honourable mentions. So, Tommy, are you excited to take this trip down memory lane? Looking into Serie A history?
Well, I picked the season of the title race that didn't Well, I'm not going to spoil anything.
No spoiler alerts, but
I'm
let's just say Tommy has fallen on his sword a little bit here. I think he's done us all a favour, and we should applaud it.